Good morning, and welcome back to Englewood Cycling. My name is Kevin. I like to ride bikes, and I like to make videos. Morning. Morning. Alright, we are on New Point Comfort, just a couple miles from my home, and part of my warm-up. We're about 13 minutes into my warm-up. Should be about a 45-minute warm-up. Got some intervals today. Well, that's not the purpose of this video. This is going to suffice as my 1-year anniversary video for consistently publishing the YouTube. I don't know the exact date. It was sometime in November, maybe even December. So happy 1 year to us. Appreciate you watching this video, and I appreciate you being along for the ride. I am recording this on the default camera microphone because I forgot to bring my DJI mini mic. Got two of those. I had two of those. One of them is kaput because after my Century over on at Space Coast, I left it on my jersey and it went through the wash and officially does not work. That's a bummer. So that kind of hinders some of my plans for having two microphones, but there's workarounds to that. Anyways, and I forgot to bring the new one today, so we're just recording off the default. Hopefully I can scrub out most of this wind. So in my vacation video, where I talked about being on Ozempic and kind of what I've been doing with this channel, I discussed kind of the type of videos I want to make. So right now I just want to discuss the first year, which has mostly been posting content and just relearning what is I can do and what video software, editing software is capable of doing. I will always be mid at best when it comes to editing videos, but I would like to try to tell a story. And tell the story well, even if the edits aren't fantastic. And I want to do more live vlogging. I want to get my videos to be shorter. I 100% acknowledge that a lot of my stuff is unbearably long. If they're long and relevant, that's great. But when they're long and boring, you know, that's something. That's a something to be fixed on the creator side. Tightening up my editing. Sounds like they got a little pet rally or something going on at the high school, Lemon Bay High School. So what I'm going to do right now is pause the video here and come back to you once I gather my thoughts. That's one of my goals, is whether I'm doing live vlogging or doing a voiceover in the office, I want to organize my thoughts better than just going off the cuff. I don't want to read a script either. My son has pointed out, and he's not wrong, that it just sounds very unnatural when I read a script. But I want to have an outline, a concept of a script, if you will. All right, we are 29 minutes into warm-up. All right, we're 29 minutes into the warm-up. Going around the shopping center where Sassy Tarts is located. You may have noticed either on my Instagram shorts and reels and whatnot, or my YouTube shorts, that I did 200-mile rides recently. One on the gravel bike with Real Bikes Englewood and Real Bikes Venice, where we went around Lake Okeechobee. The other was a week later on the East Coast out of Rockledge, called the Intercoastal Waterway Century. I did that with my buddy Brendan. And I plan to do a video. If you remember some of those shorts, Okeechobee was a sufferfest, and Intercoastal Waterway wasn't a sufferfest. It was a good event. So instead of just posting those both up individually, I plan to do a compare and contrast type video between the two events. What went wrong in Okeechobee and what went right at Intercoastal. And I hope to do that within a 20-minute video, maybe 30. But again, it's going to come down to discipline now of not including all the footage I think I want or need to include. So I'm looking forward to that. And that kind of underscores how I'm going to move forward with year 2 with Englewood Cycling. Is I'll probably collect video content at the same rate, maybe a little bit slower, but I'm definitely going to slow up my production so that when I do put something out, whether it's 5 minutes or 25 minutes, is something you as a viewer is going to want to watch versus just maybe watching because you're supportive, or you're watching the way we watch a train wreck. It's hard to look away sometimes. All right. Got about another 15 more minutes of warm-up, going straight out to the meadows today so I can get the highest quality structure out of my training, and see you further up the road. All right. We are 2 hours and 15 minutes into this ride. I was a little awkward after that intersection. The car was being super cautious, which is appreciated. Um, I was clearly, in my opinion, letting them go. But they were being safe. But I'm not going to fault them for that. It still made it for a little bit awkward. Morning. Good ride. Got the intervals done. And head home. Time to get to work. I'm probably going to post this Sunday morning, which means you'll be watching it about the time I'm doing my first time trial in several years. I'll be at the Perez Luja Polytechnic Time Trial Series at Lakeland. All right, I have no specific goal for today's race. As far as races go on my training calendar, it's a C race, which means it's essentially a training day. I am going to ride as hard as I can for as long as I can. See how the course feels again. There's some slight elevation in it, very slight, like 1 or 2%, maybe 3 at the most, but short durations. It's about 8 miles, 20-minute time trial. My previous best, if my memory serves, is 24.99 miles per hour, but it's been several years. Past couple of weeks, I've been having fun on the bike with those centuries I mentioned earlier, Lake Okeechobee and Intercoastal Waterway. Went and did critical mass with my son last Friday, a week from this past Friday. Pretty much took the weekend off. So now I got to fall back into a little more structure. The Village Idiots Wednesday night Rose ride ended 2 Wednesdays ago with a nice little after party at Lakewood Ranch Town's Main Street. Got to attend that, get to know some of the people I've been riding with, got to know them a little bit better, which was appreciated. That ride is being replaced with a pretty cool ride. You got the CCL for their country club loops. And we're not riding the original route at this time. They might move to it on occasion. It's a nice little 4-mile loop, rectangular loop. It's a good route. I'll hit that every other Wednesday. I'll hit the road bikes Saturday rides occasionally, but not all the time. Sadly, because now this is when it gets fast, so I got to make sure it lines up with my training. And I'll do some Trek Sebring bike shop rides on Wednesday mornings, maybe a Friday here and there. But I need to get back into structure. A lot of solo riding, so I focus on training goals instead of purely having fun. Horrible Hunters coming up in Claremont. I might do that. I'm at 50-50 on whether I'll do that or not. I feel like there's something else that's on the calendar for between now and the end of the year, but I can't recall. So. All right. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let's ride.